bank hearing, if you will. I know some of you guys have seen them, the bank hearings. If you guys want to continue watching court, I do run streams on my YT account all day, every day. Maricopa County is running there 24 hours a day. It's at Collect Call From on YT. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and switch on over to the bank hearing. It's going to start in about 6 minutes or so. So, hold up. All right, we're joining the Microsoft Teams meeting. If you, hold on, let me close this one here. So we're joining the Microsoft Teams meeting right now. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me turn off my camera. Let me turn on my camera and my microphone. All right, cool. They should be letting me in shortly, hopefully within the next 5 minutes or so.
Welcome to the Board of Referral Hearings Executive Board meeting.
We are in.
All speakers must be added to the speaker list to make a comment. To be added to the speaker list, you can use your name, a pseudonym, or the last 4 digits of your telephone number. Please make sure the name or phone number you provide matches
so
the
I know
name
some of you
or
guys
phone
are gonna
number you
find
used to log into
are gonna
the
find this
meeting,
boring,
so your
but I find these
microphone can be
interesting.
enabled.
They only happen once a month, and I missed the
Required.
one from yesterday. Unfortunately,
Name
I forgot
to be
about
called are
it.
the last 4 digits of your phone number.
What is a bank?
The
In
last
bank
4
meeting?
digits of your phone number if connecting by telephone.
Yes, it is, Helen.
Agenda
it is going to
item
be on
number
YT,
or name
if
of
you
the
will.
case you wish to
I
comment
got it running
on,
right now.
and
So
whether
in bank
you're
hearing is
speaking in
this, okay?
support or in opposition to the individual name
In
on the
California, it's a
agenda,
lot different
if
than a lot of other states.
To be added to the
The only
speaker
people
list
that
by
go in front of the
email,
parole
please either
board are
submit a
people
speaker
that
card
have a
or an
life
email
sentence.
with the
So
required
if somebody has 7
information
years to life,
to
25 to life, 15 years to life, 50 years to life, 100 years to life, those individuals that have a L at the end of their sentence are eligible to go in front of the parole board. Now, if they have life without parole, those individuals are never going to get out of prison. If they've been sentenced to the penalty of DEATH, they're never going to get out of prison, all right? So,
please call 916
when these lifers, when they go in front of the parole board and the parole board finds them
leave a message
suitable to be released, what will happen is they have the board has 120 days to investigate them, and if they find any reason not to allow them to be out, then they'll be in bank, and they'll have a hearing in regards to whatever issues they have, or the governor could take their date away and send it back to the board of parole so they can have another hearing. Hopefully what I said makes sense. Sometimes I just ramble on it. I'm not sure if I'm saying the correct thing. Let me see. I love these. Right, Hella. Let me see. How's Ricky been? James, hey, you know, I haven't talked to him in a minute. I need to reach out to him, but last time I spoke to him, he was doing good.
O los últimos 4 dígitos de su número telefónico.
So
Los
we can
últimos 4
see our
dígitos de su número
buses. Yeah,
telefónico
pretty
se
much.
llama por
I love hearing the
teléfono.
decision same day.
Número de la agenda o nombre del caso sobre el
Yeah,
que desea
California,
comentar.
they don't
Y
announce them
si
until
va a
later on in the
hablar a
evening.
favor
That is
o en
right.
contra del caso. Para ser
That is
agregado a
right,
la
Helen.
lista por correo
You are
electrónico, envíe una tarjeta para hablar o
So
un correo
it's
electrónico
after
con la
the grant,
información
parole is granted.
requerida
That is correct,
a
Candice. So at this point, anybody that's going to be here today, they've already been granted, and there's been some type of issue with their grant, you know, with them being granted. Either they found new confidential information, they've committed a new offense, they've done a rule violation, or the governor has sent them back to the parole board so the parole board could confirm and make sure that they're making the right decision. Will this be on YT? Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, let me update the title of the name on YT.
Con la información requerida.
I'm going to update it and let me fix the screen here. But just to give you a heads up on the YT, I'm gonna turn up my audio, so you won't be able to hear me on YT once I get off or once it starts. So it's about to start at 9 a.m. Let me see here. Let me this screen right quick. Right now, you could hear me on YT.
Welcome to the Board of Parole Hearings Executive Board meeting. All speakers must be added to the speaker list to make a comment. To be added to the speaker list, you can use your name, a pseudonym, or the last 4 digits of your telephone number. Please make sure the name or phone number you provide matches the name or phone number you use to log into the meeting, so your microphone can be enabled. Information required. Name to be called or the last 4 digits of your phone number. The last 4 digits of your phone number.
California does it a lot different than Connecticut. Connecticut, everybody goes in front of the parole board. And for those of you guys, okay, they're starting up now. Well, let me fix the screen here so you guys can see everything here.
Good morning, moderator. Are we ready to begin?
Can you guys hear the gentleman right there?
Mr. Purcell, are we ready to begin?
Let me.
Yes, thank you.
Good morning. I'm Scott Wyckoff, Executive Officer for Parole Hearings. Thank you for being with us today, and welcome to the Board of Parole Hearings Monthly Executive Board Meeting. We are hosting this meeting in person and by video and telephone using Microsoft Teams. We have a majority of the commissioners in person for this meeting as required by the law. For those participating by video, if you experience connectivity issues during the meeting, we have found that turning off your camera may help you see and hear those who are speaking and help us hear you when you are speaking. If you wish to speak today, you must let us know. You can submit a speaker card, which is available on the board's website under the tab called Board Meetings and the link called Meeting Agendas. Alternately, you can call 916-267-0857 and provide your information and the case or item number you would like to speak on. You can find additional documents with helpful instructions and tips for participating in today's meeting on the board's website. Just go to the tab at the top called Board Meetings and select the link for Meeting Agendas. There is also a helpline available during the meeting if you are experiencing difficulties. Please call 916-445-4072. The phone number is also on the first page of today's agenda and the agenda page of the board's website. If no one immediately answers your call, please leave a message. Someone will return your call as quickly as possible.
At your earliest convenience.
Most commissioners and board staff use computers to take notes during the meeting, so please do not be concerned if a commissioner is looking at their computer while someone is speaking. We will call cases in the order they are listed on the agenda. Your comments are important to us, and we want to hear from everyone. For this reason, all microphones are disabled, and comments may only be made after the moderator calls a speaker's name or identifies them by their login credentials. Once a speaker is called upon, they will be able to unmute their microphone to make a comment. Please be respectful and refrain from engaging in disruptive behavior, or you may be removed from the meeting. The Penal Code provides that it is unlawful to disrupt or break up this meeting. Please note that some speakers may include explicit crime details in their statements during this meeting. This could trigger strong reactions or be difficult to hear for some people and is not appropriate for children. Written statements may be submitted to the email address on the agenda, and written statements are considered the same as oral comments. All comments are limited to 2 minutes per speaker. We ask that you please be respectful of the time limits. Also, if you timely submitted a written statement to the board, the commissioners will consider it. For this reason, you are encouraged to reference your written statement and use your time today to provide additional information as needed. Once the board has heard comments on each case on the agenda, the board will go into closed session to deliberate and vote on each case. Board staff will post the decisions for today's cases within 24 hours in the lobby on the ground floor of the board's office at 1515 K Street, Sacramento, and on the board's website. I will now turn the meeting over to Commissioner Purcell.
Thank you. Good morning. Today's date is October 21st, 2025. The Board of Parole Hearings Executive Board meeting is now reconvened. I will now call roll for the commissioners participating in public comment, deliberations, and voting on the cases on today's agenda. Chairperson, Catherine Purcell, present. Commissioner Barton.
Present.
Commissioner Infante.
Present.
Commissioner Long. Present. Commissioner Muniz.
Present.
Commissioner Dudum.
Present.
Commissioner O'Meara. Present. Commissioner.
Present.
Commissioner Sharif.
Present. Commissioner
Tyra.
Present.
Commissioner Thornton.
Present.
Commissioner Weiss.
Here.
Please note for the minutes that a majority of the commissioners currently appointed are present in person at 1515 K Street in Sacramento. We will now hear comments regarding cases on today's agenda. For each case, first, we will take comments from those in support of the incarcerated person. Then we will take comments from those in opposition to the incarcerated person. We will call on people either by the name provided or the last digits of their telephone number. We will enable the person's microphone so they can unmute and provide their comment. 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak. If we wish to speak today, you must sign up on our speaker list. You can submit a speaker card available on the board's website under the tab Board Meetings and the link Meeting Agendas. Alternatively, you can call 916-267-0857 and provide your information and the case you would like to speak on. If the case you want to speak on has already passed, you will have another opportunity to speak at the end once we have gone through all the cases. Comments are limited to 2 minutes. There is no rebuttal. If you are speaking, please eliminate any background noise. The first case today is Reginald Caldwell, number H11637, item 24. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. I have no speakers signed up to speak in either support or in opposition of Reginald Caldwell.
Okay. Jerome. What up, Jerome?
The next case is Ernie Hernandez, number H81201, item number 25. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. We have a number of speakers in support. People who signed up to speak in support of Reginald Caldwell, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or by pressing *5 on your telephone. This will help us enable your microphone. The first speaker I have is Rachel Parra. I'm looking for her information. Perfect. Your 2 minutes starts when you begin to speak.
My name is Rachel Parra, and I've been a part of Ernie's life for 3 years. During this time, I've seen how much he's changed and grown. Since I've known him, he's been in college and in active self-help groups. He often shares with me what he's learning, and those lessons are helping him become a better person. I've seen Ernie truly take the time to reflect on his past and focus on building a better future. He's more thoughtful, grounded, and determined to live differently. I'm here to support him in every way I can, emotionally, mentally, and if needed, I have a stable home where he would always have a safe place to stay. As a teacher, I value growth, responsibility, and learning from life experiences, and I see those same values in Ernie now. I truly believe he's ready to continue moving forward and make a positive difference in his life and in others. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker I have is Victoria Robles.
Yeah, Jerome, these are the bank hearings.
I'm looking for her information.
Hi, good morning.
Perfect. Go ahead. Your 2 minutes starts when you begin to speak.
Okay, first I want to introduce myself. I'm Victoria Robles. I'm a close friend of Ernie's. I've been knowing Ernie for a few years now. He's actually been a great support for myself. I do reentry work. I'm a community health worker. I've had multiple conversations with Ernie, and he's actually been able to give me, great advice from his life experience to carry on. Previously, I worked with youth at my last job. He's very willing and, wanting to change and make a difference. I've been doing nonprofit work for the last 3 years. He's been a great support for me. I share all my experiences with him. A lot of resources that I have, any resources that I'm able to plug him into, I'm always willing to share that. We've talked about sobriety and the importance of that and how important it is for him to maintain his sobriety and to continue to grow and to move forward. So I honestly believe that, given the opportunity for growth and to change, that he's willing and able. And as somebody who's had many life experiences myself, I'm able to use that today to make a difference. I work for JCOT Care Management, so I get to work with people who are previously incarcerated coming out of jail. I get CDCR referrals. We can use our past experiences and life experiences to make a difference for others. And Ernie has shared that desire to want to take part in that. And I'm here for any support that he may need, any resources that I can help him with, if given the opportunity to make that difference. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker I have is Cecilia Hernandez Crowell.
Hi, yes.
Go ahead.
So I'm Ernie's cousin. So today I advocate for the parole of my cousin who has spent the last 34 years incarcerated. Throughout his time behind bars, I have been a constant and unwavering presence in his life, offering my support, encouragement, financial assistance when needed. As his release date draws near, I am committed to providing him with a stable and nurturing environment on my small farm in Norco, California, where he can truly experience a different way of life. I have witnessed my cousin's transformation during his time in prison. He has taken numerous college classes, improving his education and expanding his skill set. He has also actively participated in self-help programs, working tirelessly to address the underlying issues that led him to his past mistakes. Additionally, his artistic abilities have flourished, allowing him to express himself and find solace in his creativity. I firmly believe that my cousin is ready to re-enter society as a changed man. I have seen the remorse in his eyes and the determination in his heart to make amends for his past actions. By granting him parole, you would not only be giving him a second chance at life, but also acknowledging the progress he has made towards rehabilitation. I am prepared to continue to support my cousin upon his release, providing him with a stable living environment, guidance, and unconditional love. I am confident that with the right support system in place, he can successfully reintegrate into society and lead a fulfilling and productive life. I urge you to consider my cousin's case with compassion, recognizing the positive steps he has taken towards rehabilitation. Granting him parole will not only benefit him, but also allow him to contribute positively to the community. Thank you for your time and your attention to this matter.
Thank you. The next speaker is Cora Hernandez. I see you're with us. As a reminder, those of you who are on video, please press the microphone button to unmute yourself. If you're on the phone, you can unmute yourself by pressing *6. Cora Hernandez.
30 years, right? That's a long time. He's been down since what, 2000?
Cora, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you.
Right? That's 30 years, right?
Okay, we'll circle back to Cora. I have Benny Gutierrez.
Benny had a work emergency this morning.
Okay.
He was unable to join, but he did say that he sent in his information if anybody needed to reach out for anything.
Perfect, thank you. We have Lisa and Darden. I see you're with us and unmuted. Go ahead. Your 2 minutes starts when you begin to speak.
So sorry. Thank you, Commissioners. I represented Mr. Hernandez at his June 2025 hearing. My client and myself, along with several others, submitted writings to aid in the investigation regarding the multiple MAT assessments. Originally, I was thinking that this was about the how and where this information was collected because that's what the memo says. But then I thought, no, that's done by the CDCR policies and procedures. The how is through an IP request and the where is at the medical center. So then I was thinking maybe the investigation is about why there were 2 separate MAT assessments. In my writing, I explained the DRP course is a 2-parter. Part 1 is CBI life skills, which requires an assessment, and part 2 is living in balance, and that requires another assessment. Then I thought, well, maybe the confusion is about the medical records. So let me write about that too.
I don't think so.
So I was a little confused on where I was going with this, as you will see in my letter. However, what I do know is that this whole crazy ride and my client's emotional roller coaster is all because my client was simply trying to do what the 2022 panel asked him to do, get in, among other suggestions, all of which he did. Victim's impact happens to be inside DRP, which requires a MAT screening, apparently 2 to be exact. The first SUD assessment was mistranscribed, resulting in a moderate high CRA rating, causing a small panic attack with my client, and me filing 15 objections. This led to a postponement to that board to correct his medical files. Then I took him on as a pro bono to continue this. We subsequently filed a 7236 form to amend his medical records, thereby getting a new SUD assessment and a new board. All of that to yield a grant of parole, thank God. And then to have it all come crashing down again with an en banc. All again because my client was simply trying to do what the 2022 panel asked him to do, take victims' impact. What if he never took that course? Where would we be? Would we be here? Too many what ifs. But what I do know is that my client has now been sober for 7.5 years and has evidenced
your 2 minutes have elapsed. Please conclude your statement.
That he has the coping skills to maintain his sobriety. We pray the panel upholds the grant. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I'd like to circle back to Cora Hernandez. I can see that you're with us. I see your phone number. Are you able to press *6 to unmute yourself for phone number ending in 5300?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Hello? Can you hear? Okay.
Yes.
I'm Ernie's aunt, and I'm here today to speak on behalf of my nephew and to advocate for his parole grant. My nephew has been incarcerated for 34 years, and throughout that time, I have remained a constant presence in his life. Excuse me. Despite the physical distance between us, I have made a priority to stay connected with my nephew through visits, phone calls. I have offered him unwavering support, guidance, and encouragement throughout this time behind bars. I have witnessed his growth and maturity over the years, and I know that he is remorseful for the mistakes he has made in the past. I firmly believe that my nephew has the potential to be a valuable member of society if given the chance to reintegrate into the community. He has shown, dedication to his rehabilitation and has taken advantage of every opportunity for personal growth and self-improvement while in prison. Granting my nephew parole would not only give him a second chance in life, but it would also allow him to fulfill his potential and contribute positively to society. I urge the parole board to consider my nephew's progress, his commitment to change, and the strong support system he has in place as factor in favor in granting his release. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. The next speaker I have is George Hernandez. Go ahead and hit the microphone button, or I see.
Hi.
Go ahead.
I'm here. Hi, good morning. My name is George Hernandez. I'm Ernie's brother. I'm here in support of his release. A bit about me. I'm a registered nurse, about 17 years now in the emergency department. And I could say that my brother has changed over these last years from this young lost child into a grown man who's ready to come out. He's changed so much while being in prison. He's grown as a human being. He's helped me personally become a better person myself and help me understand the world around me. I personally see in my work, of course, all kinds of people, drug addicts, gang members, people who are completely lost. And I can tell you from my own perspective that my brother is ready. He is not someone who's going to be in and out of prison. He is someone who is ready to come out. I personally plan on supporting my brother 100% in his transition out of prison. I have a community of people who are ready to help him. I'm ready to help him financially, help him get a car, help him just reintegrate back into this community. He went in as a child, and I have so much of this world to show him. And if you just let him out, he will prove that he's just an amazing guy, and he's gonna help this world out. He's a positive influence on everybody he meets, and keeping him in longer is not doing anybody any good. Well, maybe people in prison who he's actually helping out too, helping them find the power to be a better people. But that's it. I love my brother, and I hope you guys can see the light that he is.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is George Hernandez Sr. with you?
My dad should be somewhere.
We don't see his information on the call-in list, and I was just curious if he wanted to speak on your line.
He was working today. He said he was going to submit a letter.
Okay.
So hopefully that got through.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Of course. All right. Bye.
The next speaker I have is Chantal Shimizu. Chantal, go ahead.
Yes, good morning. I am the youngest of the siblings, and I'm here to speak on behalf of my brother. During his time incarcerated, he has made tremendous progress in changing his lifestyle and outlook on life. He has taken accountability for his past mistakes and has shown real growth and maturity. My brother has a strong family support waiting for him on the outside. We are ready to stand by him, guide him, and help him continue the positive path he's built for himself. He has many dreams and goals for his future, and we believe that with the right opportunity, he can truly make something meaningful of his life. We just ask that he be given the chance to prove how far he's come and continue becoming the man that he's worked hard to be. Ernie's childhood was not easy to overcome. He faced many challenges at a young age, including, the heartbreak of the loss of his mother. Experiencing such pain and hardship so early in age led him down a difficult path. And I just feel that he needs the opportunity. He's asked God for his forgiveness, for anything that he's done in the past, and we're just all here to support him and be there for him. I'm a program manager with a Serious agency. I know that's not relevant, for him, but we work with all types of people, and we're here to help as well, and I just want to be there for him, to show him just the love and support. I was only 5 when he went in, and it's been 34 years now, and I just feel we can just be there and show him, the right stable support system that he needs.
Thank you. The next speaker is Marina Hernandez.
Hi, good morning. My name is Marina. I am Ernie's sister. I am speaking on behalf of him to support his release. I am a certified substance use disorder counselor, and I've been working in recovery for over 20 years. I have talked to my brother extensively about substance use and the importance of recovery and working recovery daily. I began my career working in the juvenile halls because of what I experienced with my brother getting locked up so early in life. I am now, committed to supporting my brother's release. My goal and my participation in his release would be to help him and guide him as he transitions out, staying committed to his relapse prevention plan, working his recovery by going to those 12-step meetings, finding and working with his sponsor weekly, and also focusing on his mental health. So my goal is to see him thrive out here. I know that he has been preparing for it, working towards it. And we know that when people come out, there are different challenges that they may face, that they may not have been prepared for. And that's my goal, to commit to him, to walk with him, to support him, to hold him accountable. We have goals. One thing that we've bonded over is personal growth. He is committed to personal growth and giving back to the community. And that's what we talk about when we speak. It's what he can do, how he can make a difference now and give back. And so I'm supporting him not only to stay accountable, but also if he's in need of anything financially, as far as the environment, anything he will need, I'm here to support. And I look forward to seeing him, bond with my children, get to know my family, all of us come together. Every one of us in our family are giving back in service.
Your 2 minutes have elapsed. Please conclude your statement.
And I just want to note that he has a giant support system waiting for him, and he will be supported at every end. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is James Gomez. James Gomez, if you're with us, please press star 5 and raise your hand so that we can enable your microphone.
He wasn't able to make it. He did submit a letter.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. And the same for George Hernandez Sr. I guess we just heard that he might be working and did submit a letter, but just wanted to give the opportunity. Okay, I cannot see their information on the attendee list at this time. Chairperson, there are no more speakers in support of Reginald Caldwell. I'm sorry, Ernie Hernandez. My apologies.
Hey, thank you. Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Ernie Hernandez.
Chairperson, there are no speakers signed up to speak in opposition to Ernie Hernandez.
Thank you. The next case is DUPREE Jackson, number AV1534, item number 26. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. There are no speakers signed up to speak in either opposition or support of DUPREE Jackson.
Thank you. Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to DUPREE Jackson.
There are no speakers signed up to speak in opposition to DUPREE Jackson.
Thank you. The next case is Anthony Oliver, number P55442, item number 27. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. The first speaker I have is for Patricia Oliver. People who signed up to speak in support of Anthony Oliver, please raise your hand in Microsoft Teams or by pressing star 5 on your telephone. This will help us to enable your microphone. If you're on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. And if you're on the phone, you can unmute yourself by pressing star 6. Again, Patricia Oliver.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, good morning, members of the NBOC board. Thank you for letting me speak today. My name is Patricia Oliver. I'm speaking on behalf of my husband, Anthony Oliver, who was granted parole July 31st, 2023. I have been married to Anthony for 38 years. We got married at 20 years old, and we've been through some things. I sent the letter regarding this incident that happened on September 11th, 2025. The hearing officer dropped the 115 to a counseling chrono due to no theft taking place and no responsibility for the piece of being shortened at the ISUDT event where my husband is a Peer 1 mentor. He was originally blamed in the 115 for taking a few pieces of pizza. My husband remains in the honor dorm and was not kicked out. I hope he will be coming home to me soon. Thank you for your time and your respect and your decision. And God bless you all. I know you have a hard job. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The next person is for Katie Gilbert. Katie, if you're with us, go ahead and unmute yourself or press star 6 on your telephone.
Hi, I'm actually speaking for Mr. Rico.
Oh, you are? Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes?
Hello? Hi. They told me I can unmute myself. I don't think it's my time yet, so I'm for Joshua Allen Vines. So how do I mute myself? I'm sorry.
I believe that is a later case, correct, Chairperson?
Oh.
All right, we'll go ahead. We're currently on the case of Anthony Oliver, but Chairperson, there are no more speakers signed up to speak in support of Anthony Oliver.
Yes. You submitted a speaker card? Okay. Do we have a speaker card for Vanessa Nelson for Anthony Oliver? Yes, we do. Okay, we have a speaker card for Vanessa Nelson. Moderator, can you please call on her? She's in person.
Vanessa Nelson Sloan, will you please approach the podium?
Thank you. I'm nothing if not insistent and cheeky. I usually don't speak on suitability of individuals I do not personally know very well, but Mr. Oliver stopped me on Saturday in San Quentin for advice on this en banc matter, explaining that in September a food sale at the institution went badly, running out of pizza before everyone had received their portion. And a few days later, he received notification of a 115 stating he had been seen on camera stealing 2 slices of pizza and thus contributed to the failure of the food sale. However, last Thursday, October 16th, a hearing on the RVR concluded that Mr. Oliver had in fact not been seen on camera spiriting away felonious foods and exonerating him of any responsibility for the failure of the food sale. Mr. Oliver was concerned that that Thursday's decision might not reach his file in time for consideration by this body today on Tuesday, just a few days later. But having seen both the RVR and the later committee decision paperwork, I offered to bring this to the board's attention. Hopefully this will assist you in making your decision on the Pizzagate matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nelson Sloan. Okay. Moderator?
Thank you. Yes, Chairperson, now there appear to be no more speakers in support of Anthony Oliver.
Thank you. Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Anthony Oliver.
Thank you, Chairperson. There are no speakers signed up to speak in opposition to Anthony Oliver.
The next case is Philibert Rico, number J07477, item number 28. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. We do have Katie Gilbert. Go ahead, Ms. Gilbert. Your 2 minutes starts when you begin to speak.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. I represented Mr. Rico at his hearing in July. I received notice that he's en banc today, and then looking at the agenda, I see it's for error of fact, but I have no information outside of that. So I'm just going to take the opportunity to discuss something that I think is relevant to his case and affects all of the developmentally disabled clients that we work with. Mr. Rico is DD2. He has an extremely complicated case because he also is EOP. He's a native Spanish speaker. He has only a 3rd grade education that he received in Mexico. He has a TABE score of 0. To complicate things even more, he's a youth offender and an elderly parole offender. He presents as almost catatonic, and it was a very difficult to get any type of assistance from him in preparing him for his hearing. It was very difficult during the hearing for all of us to achieve effective communication. And I would ask the board to consider hiring social workers that would be available to the panel attorneys so that we could work with them in advance of the hearing and even possibly have them at the hearing as a staff assistant where they would be able to assist us with parole planning. I've tried to contact regional centers in the past, and many of my clients are disqualified because of their crimes. So I think if we had social workers who were regularly addressing these issues, and if there was at least a bare eligibility requirement that they were in the DDP program, it would really assist us to be able to have a higher chance of achieving effective communication, and also for us to do more realistic parole planning for these really complicated cases. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairperson, there are no more speakers signed up to speak in behalf of Philibert Rico.
Thank you. Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Philibert Rico.
Thank you, Chairperson. I have an in-person Robert Knox. I believe they're there.
Yes, he is.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here this morning to urge you to affirm the denial that this board gave to Mr. Philibert Rico back in July. and to give him 3 more years to prepare himself for parole. I think he's still dangerous, and I want to start by saying that I don't believe it's timely or the appropriate mechanism for the lengthy letter that was submitted by the law firm in this case to discuss errors to the CRA. But as to the error of fact, I will just say that having been there in person, I think the record and the transcript is pretty clear. I believe it is around page 33 where this comes up, where the discussion of whether or not he would take medication if asked on parole was brought up to him. And I think the point was made that, well, he's not on medication right now. So it was kind of like a false dilemma situation to put him in. But quite honestly, I think it was pretty clear, and it was made pretty clear to him in repetition, that what was asked was conditionally, if you were on paroled and you were asked to take medication, would you comply? So conditional, hypothetical, and he was pretty clear in addition to that he wouldn't, that he would be willing to ingest alcohol if offered in the community. And I think what was concerning to the panel there, and what should be concerning to the entire board, is that this individual decades ago gunned down his cousin while his cousin was sleeping in a vendetta that his brothers, who were awakened by the gunfire, said was caused when Mr. Rico was drunk and when Mr. Rico had been severely depressed, kind of like the medication he was on recently, because of the loss of his marriage. I urge this panel to affirm the denial was previously given. Thank you.
Thank you. There are no more speakers in opposition to Filbert Rico.
The next case is Carlos Valdivia, number K44048, item number 29. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. There are no speakers signed up to speak in either support of or opposition to Carlos Valdivia.
The next case is Josawa Vines, number P43513, item number 30. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. The people who signed up to speak in support of Josawa Vines, please raise your hand in the Microsoft Teams button or by pressing *5 on your telephone. This will help us enable your microphone. If you're on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button, or if you're on the phone, you can unmute yourself by pressing *6. I see we have a hand raised. It looks like that is for Monica Garcia. You're on our list. Please go ahead and unmute yourself. Your 2 minutes starts when you begin to speak.
Hi, my name is Monica, and I am speaking on behalf and support of Joshua Allen Vines, someone I care for deeply and have the privilege to see grow into a better, stronger person during his time of incarceration. He has truly taken this time to reflect, learn, and better himself in every way possible. He has completed several support groups and college courses, showing real dedication to his education, personal growth since 2015. He also connected with the art program and Chrysalis, where he's been working hard to prepare for life after release. He met with Harvey Knight from the art program, who will be waiting for him and who will guide and support him along the way. These programs are giving him structure and purpose, and he's taking full advantage of the opportunities to learn new skills and build a positive future. What stands out most about him is his kindness and big heart. He's thoughtful, loving, compassionate, and always willing to encourage others around him. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and I am very happy and blessed that he is a part of my life. He has made a big difference in my life. He's incredibly smart and determined, and I can see how much he truly wants to turn his life around and do good in the world and give back. He has already made plans to continue therapy and counseling once he's released so he can stay focused, healthy, and strong. He's shown so much maturity and accountability, and I know he's ready to start a new chapter in his life. I will also support and guide him. We plan on attending church, which this man knows practically every Bible verse there is. He amazes me. I believe in him completely. He has done the work to change, and I know that if given the chance, he will continue to grow and make a positive difference. He deserves the opportunity to prove that the man he is today is not the same man who went in. He's wiser, grounded, and full of hope for the future. I ask you all to please give him this opportunity to live life in the real world where I know he can do it and make a difference. He wants to make a difference in someone else's life and be a mentor as well. Thank you for letting me speak today.
Thank you. The next speaker I have is Joseph Bush. I do not see their information on the attendee list at this time. So Joseph Bush, if you're with us, please press *5 to raise your hand by telephone or raise your hand by the Teams button. They do not appear to be with us. Chairperson, there are no more speakers in support of Josawa Vine.
Thank you. Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Josawa Vines.
Thank you, Chairperson. We do have one speaker, Robert Knox. Again, he's in person.
What is it about an inmate's tablet that would cause them to both tamper with it, in other words, unscrew the screws and get it open so you can access the hard disk, but then damage it right before a search wide for the unit? I think what's concerning about what brings Joshua Vines back to us for en banc is really just that a lot of the decision, if you read Commissioner Barden's decision, was based on the fact that this gentleman came in as a child with antisocial personality, very, difficult environmental factors, and then he committed this string of very violent robberies that hurt people unusually compared to strings of robberies. And for a long time, he wasn't doing well. He was part of security threat groups. He had lots of issues, wasn't programming. But then the last 5 years seemed like he made a break with that and like he was showing genuine change. And I think the problem we have here is not only do we worry, is he ready to comply with the rules of parole if he's not complying in here? But also, what is he going to do if he does make a mistake? Because I guarantee you no one's going to be perfect on parole, but if he's getting out and trying to cover up a mistake, I just worry that there's something more here that we don't know. Did he just have porn and is embarrassed about it on his tablet? Was he back involved with a security threat group or trafficking narcotics? I think the decision to damage and try and spirit it out of the unit says to me that there would be real basis and fruitfulness to having two commissioners look at and review at a rescission hearing whether or not we really did get it right that the last 5 years were a break in his behavior. And this occurred after the hearing when the violation took place. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairperson, I have no more speakers for Josawa Vines.
Thank you. The next case is Jose Navas, number D81427, item number 31. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. People who have signed up to speak in support of Jose Navas, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or by pressing *5 on your telephone. This will help us enable your microphone. If you're on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you're on the phone, you can unmute yourself by pressing *6. The first speaker I have is for Sunil Joseph. Sunil, I see that you're with us. Go ahead and press *6 to unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yes. My name is Sunil Joseph, and I'm here to speak in support of Mr. Jose Navas. I am a facilitator with the GRIP program, which stands for Guiding Rage into Power. Mr. Navas was a participant in this program at Mule Creek, which began in November of 2021. Each month, students for an 8-hour session focused on learning about his triggers, his childhood trauma, grief, shame, and other factors that fueled his reactivity and violence in the past. He learned mindfulness tools so he could catch his reactivity before it escalated into violence. He delved into the origins of his violent behaviors by confronting and comprehending the trauma and suffering from his early life. After moving to San Quentin from Mule Creek, Mr. Navas participated in the Family Reunification Program, where he worked on his support system after release. He's currently enrolled in the one-year Transformative Mediation Program at San Quentin, where he's being trained to act as a mediator to resolve conflicts in the incarcerated community. Over the course of time, I've witnessed Mr. Navas continue to grow and deepen into his own healing and transformation. If released, I believe he will continue his rehabilitation and be a beneficial member of society. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. The next speaker I have is Brian Robert King. Go ahead, and your 2 minutes starts when you begin to speak.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. My name is Brian King. I am a teacher at San Quentin in the Adult Basic Education Program, as well as I support ministry after hours, and that's where I came to know Jose, who I know as Pancho. I submit a letter. I'm not going to read my letter, but I do have the opportunity to work with a lot of different men at many different stages of their rehabilitation here at San Quentin, and my interactions and my friendship and relationship with Pancho have shown him to be a person that has certainly transformed in his thinking and his ways of doing things. The old Pancho, I don't know him. I understand that that he was a volatile man and that he had hurt many people. However, the person I know today has a depth of insight that I have seen to be authentic. The way he mentors people and the youth here at San Quentin, the way he interacts in our ministry programs, I see as a person that has definitely turned his life around, and I am in support of him and being granted parole. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Chairperson, there are no more speakers signed up in support of Jose Navas.
Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Jose Navas.
Thank you. Chairperson, there is a speaker, Dean Archibald. Go ahead. And unmute your phone with *6. Hello, sir? Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can.
Thank you. Sorry. Thanks for the advice. I forgot the code. Good morning, Commissioners. This is Dean Archibald, Deputy District Attorney, Sacramento County District Attorney's Office. Our office is opposed to the parole that was granted to Mr. Navas. I submitted a written submission embodying that opposition. I just updated it with a couple typographical corrections. Basically, in our point of view, Mr. Navas is someone who is unsuitable for parole because he doesn't understand yet why he took the actions that he did, because he continues to believe in factually inaccurate situations. Not just one, it seems virtually every incident Mr. Navas is involved with, he propounds a different version which significantly contradicts the facts in the record. I mean, he's free to make those representations, but he bases his essentially justifies his actions in the crime or these incidents because of these facts in which, or so-called facts, in which the victim is usually, in Mr. Navas' version, the individual who is causing the problem, who is the troublemaker. Mr. Navas seems to be unable to face up to the fact that he has a real problem. Either he's being untruthful, or he's someone who is unable to recognize or perceive the intentions, ordinary intentions of other people based on what they're doing. He seems to impute to them danger to him, or else he's just being untruthful. I guess he's someone who's a blame shifter, and if I were to end with this, it's sort of a Shakespearean twist, with regards to Mr. Navas and what his issues. Blame shifting, thy name is Mr. Navas. I'll end with that. Thank you very much, Commissioners.
Thank you, sir. Chairperson, there are no more speakers in opposition to Jose Navas.
The next case is Eduardo Hernandez, J04258, item number 32. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Chairperson, there are no speakers in support or opposed to Eduardo Hernandez.
Thank you. Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Eduardo Hernandez.
People who are signed up to speak in support of, no, I'm sorry, there are no speakers.
Forgive me, you did say
That's
that.
okay.
Sorry. Okay, the next case is Alex Ibarra Jr., F18295, item number 33. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you. People who are signed up to speak in support of Alex Ibarra Jr., please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or pressing the *5 on your telephone. This will help us enable your microphone. The first speaker I have is Vivian Nassif on video. Your 2 minutes will begin as soon as you start to speak. You're still muted. If you could press the unmute button on your. Do you see the mute button? Okay, if you press the.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, great. Okay, great. Good morning, honorable commissioners. I have had the privilege of working closely with Alex Ibarra through the Compassion Prison Project. And I can say with absolute conviction that he is not the same man who entered prison. He's a man transformed, disciplined, self-aware, and a true leader. He now uses his voice and his experience to guide others towards a better path. He's taken full responsibility for his past, but more than that, he's turned his pain into purpose. He actually wrote a really powerful letter that I've read to students in different schools, warning them about the choice that cost him his freedom and inspired them to make wiser ones. That is the definition of accountability and growth. He understands the trauma that shaped him, but he chose not to pass it on. He broke the cycle. Today, he's a loving husband, a dedicated father, and a loyal friend. Someone who builds people up, who listens, who heals, and who leads by example. When my father passed away, he helped me through the pain. He understands loss. He understands humanity. And he uses that empathy to lift others every single day. I believe in Alex Ibarra with my whole heart and conscience. I would trust him with my family, my community, and my name. Please give him the chance to continue leading, healing, and serving out here where he can make the difference he was born to make. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Chairperson, the next person that we have is Fritzy Hortzman on video. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak on behalf of Alex Ibarra. Sorry, I just lost my thing. So I am the founder and the director of the Compassion Prison Project, and we are teaching people about childhood trauma and how it has impacted their criminality and their bad decisions. I met Alex in 2019 at our Compassion Prison Project pilot at Kern Valley State Prison. Over the year we worked together, he began to explore his childhood trauma and the impact it had on his life. Though he hadn't fully left gang life then, I could see that something inside of him was shifting. Seeds of healing and purpose were being planted. When COVID ended our program, Alex and I stayed in touch. In 2021, he transferred to a level 3 prison, and those seeds began to grow. He started reading A Course of Miracles, and we often shared reflections on forgiveness and interchange. By 2024, Alex had become a trauma talks facilitator, leading our 16-week program on childhood and developmental trauma. He didn't just understand the material, he lived it. Alex embodies what I call radical accountability, a deep responsibility for his actions, their impact on victims and families, and the ripple effects of his choices. He has dedicated himself to helping others find peace, grace, and self-worth through their own accountability. And we even talked about how being accountable for the harms that people in prison commit to officers is something that he takes accountability for as well. At a recent graduation, he facilitated he was a facilitator of trauma talks One man told me the program saved his marriage. Another shared that he's finally facing the abuse he endured and the harm he caused his children. These transformations exist because of Alex's leadership and compassion. Alex is a force for good, humble, reflective, and deeply committed to healing. He will be an extraordinary asset to his family, his community, and to society. He even wants to create a boxing gym so troubled youth can have a place to take out their
2 minutes have elapsed. Please conclude your statement.
Yes, thank you. I look forward to working with him again, bring this message of healing and transformation, allow this remarkable man to return to the community, which will benefit greatly from his presence and contributions, and I hope to work with him personally when he comes out. Please affirm his grant of parole. Thank you.
Thank you. The next person that we have is Alfredo Serrato.
Good morning, commissioners of the parole board. My name is Alfred. So I sent a letter in yesterday of support for my cousin, Alex Ibarra. I just wanted to add to that, that with Alex's consent, I have been part of 2 officer programs for over 13 years, Al-Anon and ACA, Adult Children of Alcoholics, and I have shared Alex's story and the resources that he's shared with me through his transformation. And not only has he touched those, within the walls of the prison where he's at, but as referenced by Fritzy and Vivian, he's also reached out to others that he doesn't even know. And I have shared his stories and resources with those members of the TOSTA programs I'm in, and he has been a pillar of support for them as well. And, as again evidenced by the previous speakers, he's doing wonderful research, and his transformation is a true testament of the rehabilitative journey that he has been on. And I just ask that you please likewise approve this program. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairperson, we have Blanca Monica Chiapa. We're unable to locate if she is available. Please unmute yourself. Blanca Monica Chiapa. Okay. Chairperson, we have no other speaker cards for Alex Ibarra.
Thank you. Is that in support? Are there any in opposition?
There's
So
no-
moderator will now take speaker cards in opposition to Alex Ibarra Jr.
There are no speaker cards in opposition, Chairperson.
Thank you. The next case is Jeremy Jackson, AG 6940, item number 34. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. We have no speakers in support or opposition of Jeremy Jackson.
Thank you. The next case is Pedro Martinez Jr., AE 0043, item number 35. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Chairperson, the first person we have is Claudia Chavarria on video. Please unmute yourself. Press the Microsoft Teams button. Microphone.
Good morning, can you hear me?
Yes, your 2 minutes will begin. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I just wanted to say that I've been part of Pedro's life for the last 31 years. We've been apart for 20 years because of his mistakes. After my own course of healing, I realized that this man just needed somebody to hear him, somebody to give him an opportunity. And when we started talking 20 years ago, he was a totally different man. He was somebody who only knew how to hurt people, only knew how to manipulate. When we started talking 3 years ago, I was ready to fight him. I was the angry one, and he taught me how to slow down, how to break things down, and how to just be humble. And this man has truly changed my life and changed his life around. He's lost everything that anybody could lose. Both his parents have passed on while he's been incarcerated. He's been able to maintain a level of just compassion, not only for himself. And I ask you to please allow him to just have a life. He understands, he's accountable. And I personally am a respiratory therapist. Currently, I work at a trade school for UEI College, where I'm an admission advisor and career service administrator. So I can help him gain all the skills, training that he needs, certifications to become either an HVAC or an electrician. I'm so sorry. I have a 28-year-old son that looks up to him, that is now out of trouble because of him, because Peter has been the pillar of strength in showing him what bad decisions, how negative impact can cause and really change your life. I don't even know what else to say. I just ask you to please, please, please give him the opportunity to live a life outside of incarceration. And I know for a fact that he has the tools with or without me.
Your 2 minutes have elapsed. Please conclude your statement.
Thank you. That's it. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Chairperson, the next person we have is Dina Marie Castrellon on the phone. Please unmute yourself by pressing *5. Your 2 minutes will begin as soon as you start to speak. I see that you have been unmuted. You need to unmute yourself by pressing *5. You might want to hang up and call back in, and we'll circle back to you. The next person we have is Peter Castillo. We were unable to locate. Are you available to speak? Please unmute yourself if so. I hear somebody trying to speak. Is that you, Peter? Okay. The next person we have is Rosalie Godinez on video. Please unmute yourself.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So my name is Rosalie Godinez. I am Pedro's oldest sister. And, you know, through the last, 13 and a half years that he's been incarcerated, you know, especially the last 5 years, by the recommendation of the boards that were given to him, you know, to work on, therapy, you know, his schooling, his behavior, everything has completely improved. He's worked so hard to, you know, continue his education, to continue therapy. And we've recently, when I say we, it's my entire family and myself, we see the difference, and just by the conversations that we have with him, and we have noticed the difference where he's, you know, he's holding himself accountable for all his mistakes he's done, but he's also working really hard to, you know, improve, you know, his life in prison. But, you know, our goal is, of course, to get him home and, of course, support him not only financially, but emotionally, you know, to reincorporate him into society, to help him, you know, get started on living his life, you know, and he's what, 46 years old. And we honestly think, you know, he needs to be able to come home and, you know, start a life before, you know, he spends too much time and it's just too late. You know, he's going to be an old man coming home. And I see the difference in the person that he is as opposed to the person that he was when he went in almost 14 years ago. He has really grown.
And I also want to say, I'm Demi. I wasn't able to get through, but I wanted to see if I could speak as well, just right after this, if that's possible on Rosalie's feed, if that's available. So instead of calling in, can I do that?
Chairperson.
Moderator, do you have listed this individual?
Yes, she was the one we were trying to get on just before her.
Yes, that would be fine. She can go after this individual. I think we're concluded now, so she can begin.
Okay, yeah, I just want to say as well, going off of what Rosalie's saying, we're a very tight-knit family. There's about almost 20 of us, that live here as a community. We live very closely to each other within a 1-mile radius. That's what Benito's going to be coming home to. We live very closely. We're a very close-knit family. Benito's going to come home to live with me. I just finished law school. That's the impact that he had on me. He's 14 years older than me, but growing up, that's what impact he had on my life. That's what he inspired me to do with my life. And I have had, internships at the DA's office. I've had internships with defending people, doing that kind of stuff. And I'm about to take the bar exam in February. I am about to also go and work at the DA's office after that. So I do this kind of work. I have gotten in there. I know what it's about. So I have just, and that's the type of person that Benito's going to come home and live with. So I'm a very straight-edged, straight line kind of person. He calls me the warden jokingly. But growing up, we fought like brother and sister, but that is, the support system that he's coming home to. He knows we talk all the time. We've talked for years about what the plan is going to be. He has a good support system. So he knows. We just believe that this is the best time for him to come home and for him to start rebuilding his life and getting that going, so we just really think that this is the best thing for him, and he's taking accountability.
Elapsed. Please conclude.
All right,
your
thank
statement.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Moderator, chairperson, the next person we have is David Martinez, who is on phone. Please press *6, not *5. Please press *6 to unmute yourself. And your 2 minutes will begin to speak. When you begin to speak. David Martinez, yes. You're unmuted. You can start to speak. *6. Okay. Looks like you're having some difficulty. We'll circle back. Oh, you remuted yourself.
Hello?
Can you press? There you go.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Your 2 minutes will be.
Hi, my name is Good morning. My name is David Martinez, and I'm calling on behalf of Pedro Martinez. We're not related, but I've known Pedro almost all my childhood, since the age of 15, 32 years now. And what I want the board to know is that upon Pedro coming home, he has a good support system, not only amongst his family, from what I hear, but also amongst his handful of good friends that want to see him do good. I was also previously incarcerated. I've been home now 3 years. I discharged parole early because I did everything that I was supposed to do. I had two jobs when I first came home. I'm down to one. I've helped other individuals at Homeboy Industries also retain employment. I've been a mentor to quite a few individuals, and Peter has that here with me coming home. As a matter of fact, if he comes home, I have a job lined up for him so that he can get back on his feet. He also has resources at Homeboy Industries, which will help him reintegrate into society for reentry. We're here for Peter and anything that he needs. We want to see him succeed. We want to see him do good. We believe that he deserves another chance, and I hope that the board will grant him that chance. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairperson, the next person we have is Dr. Richie Cole on video.
Good morning, commissioners. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I've known Peter for nearly 20 years. Over the last 13 plus, we've spoken via phone and through letters. I believe that he has been rehabilitated and that he will be a constructive member of society. I'm a licensed psychotherapist with a PhD in clinical psychology and have been treating people who struggle with criminal addictive thinking and behavior for nearly 40 years. I'm a clinical supervisor at Bold Recovery, which is connected to the STOP program, where Peter could have transitional housing for up to a year while he's coming to group twice a week and individual weekly, so he can get a job, get his case management needs, start stacking some money, and be able to launch with success. I know he has his high school diploma, nearly 40 units or more in college and sociology. He's been to NA, AA, CGA, done domestic violence treatment, anger management, denial management, and the SAP program at Amity. One thing he told me is he's not a broken person anymore. He loves life. He knows how to be respectful, and he values life and law and order. So I'm advocating for Peter to be able to be discharged off parole, to be granted parole. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Chairperson, we have no more speaker cards for Pedro Martinez Jr.
Moderator, do we have any speaker cards in opposition to Pedro Martinez Jr.?
No, we do not, Chairperson.
Thank you. The next case is Adam Moore, AY 1688, item number 36. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. Persons who have signed up to speak in support of Adam Moore, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or pressing *5 on your telephone. This will help us enable your microphone. The first speaker that we have is Adam Moore on video. Please unmute yourself, and your time will begin as soon as you start speaking. Adam Moore, we weren't able to locate, but if you're there, please unmute yourself. Chairperson, we have no more people in favor of Adam Moore.
Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Adam Moore.
We have John Cross on video. Please unmute yourself if you're available. And your 2 minutes will begin as soon as you start to speak.
Hello, we echo the concerns of the governor and ask that this grant of parole be rescinded. The inmate has not fully addressed his risk factor for sexual offending. The inmate went to a parking lot looking for a victim to rape. He grabbed the victim, dragged her away, choked her multiple times. She tried to give him her wallet, and he said, "I don't want your wallet. I'm going to fuck you instead." Said she was going to want my dick. Pulled her shirt up and licked her nipples. 2 people interrupted her to shoot her and raped. He committed a sexual battery shortly later. He approached a female on college campus who was disabled and walked kind of impaired. He asked if she wanted to get fucked. He said, "You're the girl with the bad back. Well, do you want to get fucked? Let's go." He said, "What's wrong with your back? Is it because you like to get fucked?" The inmate approached her with an erection and grabbed her butt 2 times. The inmate claimed in the 2025 hearing he was not aroused by choking the victim or other sadistic behavior. This is not true. He began watching porn at age 7. He turned to violent, aggressive porn. He said in the CRA that he does get sexual gratification from violent, sadistic behavior. He said, quote, "The ability for the male, in spite of the pain, he was able to bring her to orgasm, and it felt powerful, like he controlled a woman," end quote. He said his fantasy was for a woman to consent to sex when she initially did not want to have sex. He said, quote, "Make her body betray her," end quote. The CRA was a moderate, medium risk for future violence, elevated, static 99R above average risk category, higher than 80% of sex offenders. The clinician agreed with that assessment. Even the commissioners in the hearing thought this grant of parole might get overturned. Presiding Commissioner Kozel said, quote, "I feel like I should tell you this now. This may not be the most popular decision, Mr. Moore. There's a high likelihood that this might be sent back and mocked." Page 105 of the hearing transcript. Deputy Commissioner Woodward said, "I want you to understand that that this decision is going to be looked at with
Your
fine
2
tooth
minutes have
comb."
elapsed. Please conclude your statement.
Page 108 of the hearing transcript. This was an improvident grant of parole, and we ask it be set for rescission hearing. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairperson, there are no more speakers in opposition of Adam Moore.
The next case is Paul Moreno, T93981, item number 37. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
People who are in support of Paul Moreno, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or pressing 5 on your telephone. This will enable your microphone. The first speaker is Thelma Moreno. We have on the phone. Please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin as soon as you begin to speak.
Hi, good morning, members of the Parole Board. My name is Thelma Moreno, and I'm Paul Moreno's younger sister. I want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak today on behalf of my family and in support of my brother, Paul. I was only 17 years old when Paul was in, but despite the many years that have passed, we have always maintained a close and loving bond. Paul has always been more than a brother to me. He has been a part of my daily life, my conversations, and my heart. Over the years, my husband and I raised his 2 beautiful children, Jonathan and Desiree, who are now thriving young adults and college graduates. We had made sure they grew up knowing who their father is, and Paul, even from within prison, has been a constant presence in their lives through calls, letters, and visits. I remember the many weekends we spent visiting Paul, bringing his children so he could see them grow. Those visits were important, not only for the children, but for Paul. They kept him connected to his family and gave him motivation to keep improving and working on himself. We have seen him change, mature over time, and grow into the man that he is today. A thoughtful, patient, reflective, and deeply committed to helping others. Every time I speak with Paul, I am filled with pride. He shares with me the excitement that he feels when participating in peer groups at prison, where they help each other understand and work through their shared experiences. The joy and passion in his voice when he tells me how he's able to assist another inmate with the submission of legal paperwork is something that always moves me. It shows just how much he has grown, and he's no longer focused on himself, but on helping others as well. Our family takes pride in each other's accomplishments.
Please conclude your statement.
On behalf of our family, I respectfully ask that you consider granting Paul release through parole. He has a great support system, and we know he is a changed man, and we are eager to welcome him home. Thank you for your time and for giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of my brother and my family.
Thank you. Chairperson, the next person we have on video is Annie Rios. Please unmute yourself. By pressing the microphone, unmute yourself. We show that your microphone is enabled. Are you able to unmute yourself?
To unmute yourself, hover over the microphone with a slash and then click on it, and the slash should disappear and you should become unmuted. Can you do that?
Okay, do you want to try and call in and we can circle back to you? Okay. The next person we have is Desiree Medina on video.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Perfect. First, I want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to speak. My name is Desiree Medina. I am Paul Moreno's daughter. I was 1 year old when my father was arrested. In the 25 years, he has missed many milestones, including birthdays, first heartbreaks, school dances, college graduations, and most recently, my engagement. Growing up without my father physically present has been incredibly painful. Despite the distance and the circumstances, he has remained a deeply committed and loving parent. Even during my teenage years, when I wasn't always the easiest person to talk to and the easiest person to deal with, he remained committed to talking to me. He would call me every single day, even if it meant just staying silent on the other line. And he would do it day after day, no matter how much attitude I gave. And I think that that to me is an instance of who my father is. He is someone who shows up for his family, for his friends, and his community. Even from where he is, he has remained a steady and positive force in my life, in my family's life, and the lives of others around him. He has always found ways to offer support, guidance, and care. He is truly a pillar in every sense of the word. I have no doubt if given the opportunity to come home, he will continue to be that same steady presence. My family will undoubtedly continue to give him all of the love and support that he will need to integrate back into society. I hope for a future where he is here fully present with me, not just in spirit, but in person. And I hope for a chance for him to walk me down the aisle. I know that he has done the work and he will continue to do the work. And myself and my family will do everything possible to make sure that he remains on the right path and that he does what he needs to do. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. The next person we have is Gustavo Vega on the phone. You can begin speaking. Pressing *6 will unmute yourself. Okay, thank you. You remuted yourself. You can unmute yourself.
I believe you hear me now?
We can hear you. Yes.
Good, thank you. Yeah, my name is Gustavo Vega. I'm here to support Paul Moreno. I met Paul Moreno sometime in 2014 and 15 while I was also serving a life sentence. I was involved in the college programs, facilitating various self-help programs. And during these years I was there with Paul, we used to discuss a variety of things. And I want to validate what his family had mentioned a few minutes ago. We would talk about some of the things about family, being back in the community, doing something productive. And what I want to express that with Paul giving the opportunity to come home, I'll be able to support him in his reentry process. A little bit about myself. I was released 6 years ago. I got my bachelor's, I got my master's. I'm currently a PhD student. I work everything in reentry in San Diego County. I'm currently the program director for the largest, one of the largest health service providers here in San Diego County. I work for Project Rebound, which helps formerly incarcerated students in higher education. And all these resources, I will be able to facilitate over to Paul. I know Paul's he's taken the initiative inside to facilitate programs, create programs, pursue his higher education, and all that is actually aligns with everything we've been discussing. For a few years, we didn't communicate, but when we recently got in touch, I was actually amazed at everything he's been able to do. But I just want to express that some of the seeds that some of the stuff we've been talking, the seeds that we planted with one another. In this case with Paul, he's actually executed some of those things. But again, I just want to say I will support him in the reentry process, addressing resources, mental health, anything that might be. And by the way, I'm also a clinician, a substance abuse counselor. But yes, thank you to the commissioners.
Thank you very much. Commissioner, it appears Annie Rios is now available. If you could unmute yourself. You can begin speaking. Annie Rios. You can unmute yourself by pressing *6. Okay, we will circle back. Commissioner, that is the last person, the last speaker card that we have in favor of Paul Moreno, and we have no speaker cards in opposition.
Thank you. We are nearing the end of today's agenda. We will have an opportunity for people to comment on any of the cases on today's agenda after the remaining 2 cases, but you must be on the speaker list. You can submit a speaker card available on the board's website under the tab called Board Meetings and the link called Meetings Agendas. Alternatively, you can call 916-267-0857 and provide your information in the case you would like to speak on. We'll continue on to the next cases. The next case is Jesse Stewart Jr. D39873, item number 38. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Chairperson, we have no speaker cards in support of Jesse Stewart.
Thank you. Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Jesse Stewart Jr.
Thank you. The first person that we have in support, or excuse me, in opposition is Nancy Brown on video. Please unmute yourself.
My name is Nancy Brown, and I am the stepmother of the victim whom Jesse Stewart murdered. My stepdaughter Kelly was 27 at the time that she was murdered. She was a wife, a daughter, a mother of 2 children, 4.5 and 7 years old. She was a very bright, joyful young woman who loved animals and who was working to become a San Diego County sheriff. I had been on the phone with her the night before she was murdered, and it was such a shock for us when we were called to the hospital, finding out that she had been shot. And at that time, I was hoping that she was still alive, but we were met by Sheriff Duffy, who told us that she had passed away. I have attended other hearings, perhaps not the last one, and it wasn't clear to me that Mr. Stewart's heart had really changed. I could see that he had done some things, but in my own heart, I did not feel as though his heart had changed, even though I worked to personally forgive him. And for that reason, I do not support his parole, because I would not ever want any other family to be devastated as our family has been by this act. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next person we have is Andrea Baser Wilson on video. Please unmute yourself. Your 2 minutes will begin as soon as you speak. Your microphone is unmuted. You can begin speaking.
She's trying, but we can't hear her.
Okay, if you would like to call in or log back out and come back in, we'll circle back to you. We do see that you are here and trying to speak. The next person we have is John Cross.
Good morning. We echo the concerns of the governor and ask that this grant of parole be rescinded. The inmate has not addressed his outstanding risk factors and does not have sufficient parole plans for success in the community. This was a horrific murder. The inmate was fleeing from a robbery. He tried to carjack one victim unsuccessfully, and he shot and killed the victim, a sheriff's deputy cadet, as she walked away from a car in uniform. The inmate demanded her keys. She ran away, and he shot her in the back as she fled. The inmate minimized and deflected blame at the 2025 hearing. Said he still did not know the victim was law enforcement when he shot her. She was wearing service pants and a service jacket. He claimed he did not know the victim was female when he shot her, or after he walked up to her and took her keys when she fell. He was very close to her. It's impossible for him not to know that she was law enforcement and a female. This is a horrific and senseless crime. Even nearly 40 years later, the inmate is still not being honest about how it happened. The minimization and deflection of blame demonstrates a criminal mindset and a continued unsuitability for parole. The inmate's parole plans are not up to par either. He's been in prison for nearly 40 years. He has relationship issues. His girlfriend does not want him to live in a transitional housing facility, which will obviously cause conflict between the inmate and her. He wants to live after transitional housing with 4 people in the same house, 2 couples, him and his girlfriend and another couple. It would be a very stressful situation that could rise financial issues. One of the same motivations for the life crime, as he was fleeing from a robbery where he'd gotten around $3,000 and looking for a car to escape. It's linked to the motivation of the underlying life crime. And he said negative family members are a trigger for him, and he has a lot of negative family members that come in and out of his life. For all these reasons, we ask that this improvident grant of parole be rescinded and set for rescission hearing. Thank you. We'll submit with that.
Moderator, I believe you may be muted.
I am sorry about that. Andrea Baser Wilson, were you able to call back in? Okay, it still shows her here. I see a phone number. If you're on the phone, please press *6 to unmute yourself. I'm showing her on video and on phone. Okay, we'll try again. Jess Baser, were you able to unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Jess Baser. My mother, Kelly Baser, was murdered by Jesse Stewart. She was shot while trying to escape from a situation that was generated by Jesse Stewart in the matter of robbery of a Safeway. She was murdered by Jesse Stewart in cold blood for her car. And through this egregious crime, my sister and I lost our mother while we were very young. She was training to be a sheriff's deputy, and she was a loving mother and was a kind and loving person. I've attended most of the parole hearings in support of keeping Jesse Stewart in prison. Of all the hearings that I have attended, I have not felt that Jesse Stewart has felt remorse or that he has accepted responsibility for his actions in murdering my mother. His actions in prison have shown that he does not take responsibility for murdering my mother. I believe that it is a big mistake to relieve Jesse Stewart back into society, as he will be a danger to others. My mother was taken from me and my family. I do not believe that someone that was willing to do that should be allowed to enter society if they have not accepted responsibility for their actions. Please don't forget the crime that Jesse Stewart was in the prison for in the first place. Thank you.
Thank you. Andrea Baser, are you available now? Okay.
She's still muted, moderator.
Yeah. I see her on phone and I see her on video, but I'm not sure what the problem is. We'll circle back at the end. That concludes our speaker cards in opposition of Jesse Stewart.
Thank you. The next case is Jesus Velasquez, G47658, item number 39. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. We have no speakers in opposition or support of Jesse Velasquez.
We will now take comments from anyone who has not yet spoken and wants to comment on a case on today's agenda. And I know you are still working with that individual to unmute.
Yes, I'll start back with Porche Caldwell in support of Reginald Caldwell. They were to come on video. Have you been able to Oh, okay, I see you. If you could unmute yourself, yes, you can begin speaking. Your 2 minutes will start as soon as you start.
Good morning, commissioners. My name is Portia Caldwell. I'm in support of the release of my father, Reginald Caldwell. I forgave my father for his mistakes and feel he's learned his lesson. We've gained the relationship I've never thought that I ever would have been able to gain due to the situation. I'm asking you to grant his release so I can know how it feels to actually have a parent. Even though he's in the age that he's in, I feel like we can still gain a relationship. Or we can gain a relationship with me and also his granddaughter. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next person we have is in support of Pedro Martinez Jr. Peter Castillo. Did you come? I do not see them. Also, Adam Moore in support of Adam Moore. We weren't able to find them. Okay. Next, in support of Paul Moreno, Annie Rios. You able to figure that out? Your mic has been enabled.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. What is your name, please? Hello? Okay. Annie, oh, yeah, yes.
Hi, this is Mitchell Reyes. Pedro Martinez.
Moderator, can you identify that person, whether they are registered and in support or opposition?
I don't recognize that name.
Has that person been registered to speak, moderator?
You say Pedro Martinez?
That's the case, I believe. Who is the individual? Calling for the individual who just identified themselves for the case of Pedro Martinez. Are you there? We can move on, moderator, and
okay. Has Annie Rios been able to unmute herself?
Hi, am I able to speak?
Yes, what is your name?
My name is Mitchell Reyes, and I'm a friend of Pedro Martinez.
Hold on just one moment, please. Is this individual registered to speak?
I don't have a speaker card for that individual, Chairperson.
All right, thank you. Then you will not be able to speak on this case if you are not registered to speak. So we will move on then. Go ahead, moderator.
Nope, that wasn't me. Is somebody's trying to
Hello,
speak?
good morning. Yes, this is
your
Annie
name, please?
Rios.
Okay, thank you. Your time starts as soon as you start speaking.
All right, and Ms. Rios, what case and are you in support or opposition?
I am calling in support of Mr. Paul Moreno.
Thank you.
Yes, good morning, esteemed board. My name is Annie Rios, and I am giving the statement in support of Mr. Paul Moreno, who was agenda item number 37 today. I am his attorney, and I am grateful and humbled to be able to offer insight and a recommendation for his release. I have been acquainted with Mr. Moreno's case for over 2 years now and worked with him through my organization's rigorous parole program that has individuals reflect on their adolescence, their life crime, time in prison, and what plans they have after their release. Speaking directly to Mr. Moreno's relapse prevention plans, he has several that cover criminal thinking, gang activity, and addiction. Each one identifies triggers, prior unhealthy coping mechanisms, and newfound healthy techniques to steer clear from harm. Mr. Moreno's relapse plans are some of the most introspective and thorough that I have had the opportunity to read. Mr. Moreno has built wonderful relationships both inside and outside of prison with no less than 18 letters submitted to the initial parole board in support of his release. These letters serve as evidence to quell the governor's concerns with Mr. Moreno's ability to cultivate and maintain interpersonal relationships, and they speak directly to the support network he has surrounding him. The governor did mention a 2021 rule violation that I would like to state was appealed and aggrieved through the proper 602 channels. Ultimately, Mr. Moreno's contested rule violation was investigated with a positive result for Mr. Moreno. Therefore, I would now ask this board to give that RVR due weight, having more context and a view of the totality of the circumstances. Finally, I would like to make mention, for sake of clarity, that Mr. Moreno never shot at anyone, nor did the jury at trial find that he was a shooter. While this fact does not diminish his culpability for his own dangerous actions on the day of the life crime, it is important to mention for accuracy. Thank you for the opportunity to make this recommendation and strongly advocate for the release of my client, who has shown an amazing transformation into a rehabilitated man deserving of release. We ask that the suitability decision of July
Your
3rd
time
be
has
affirmed.
elapsed. Please conclude your statement.
And that was it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, moderator, we have Andrea Baser Wilson in opposition of Jesse Stewart.
She appears to still be muted, I believe.
Can you
please? There you go.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Your 2 minutes have started.
Okay, thank you. Hi, good morning. On January 13th, 1980, a convenience store at gunpoint and then senselessly shot my mother in the back. This changed my brother and my life immensely. Not only were we forced to grow up without our mother, but we lost out on an unconditional love that I so needed as a girl, a young woman, and eventually a mother myself. Because of Jesse Stewart, I never got to know the woman my mom was. My kids will never get to know their grandmother. Throughout his incarceration, he continued to make poor choices, failed to make growth, and has not taken accountability for his actions. He continued to blame his choices on gang life, drugs, and alcohol. He gave my family a lifetime of grief. I ask you to consider all of this and deny his parole. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Chairperson. Those are the last of the speaker cards that we have.
Thank you. Does any board member wish to request an agenda item for a future meeting? Hearing no responses, we'll move on. Now we will hear comments from the public regarding general matters related to the board. We're not taking comments on cases right now. You must be on the speaker list to make a comment. You can be added to the speaker list by calling 916-267-0857 and providing your information in the case or the item you would like to speak on. Comments concerning future parole hearings are not permitted during this meeting. Please send those comments to the board for inclusion in the materials for that hearing. Comments are limited to 2 minutes and there is no opportunity for rebuttal. Please wait to speak until we call your name or identify you by your login number. Moderator, is there anyone seeking to make a general comment related to the board? And I do have 2 speaker cards for in-person individuals.
Yes, we have one. Vanessa Nelson Sloan.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Program speak is frowned by lifers, is frowned upon by panels, and rightfully so. Without an understanding of what the lofty words and phrases voiced by them mean, it's hard for panel members to ascertain if the individual is really effectively completed his rehabilitation and suitable for parole. But the same applies to panel members. When you speak to those before you about the need to understand their character defects, to develop insight, that all-encompassing ethereal concept, even causative factors, all these phrases and words are to some degree program speak and not always understood by those before you. What is a character defect? What is a causative factor as opposed to a contributing factor? The more information you can provide the people before you about what they need to do, the more you contribute to their rehabilitation. Please consider taking a few extra minutes during your articulation of the decision to fully explain what you mean by the words that you say so that you can direct them better to what they need to do for their next hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner, I don't have any more. You said you had a speaker card?
Yes, I do. Thank you. We have a speaker card in person, I believe, Jaime Gonzalez.
Good morning. My name's Jaime Gonzalez. I just did 23 years, came home about 6 months ago. And I could be all kinds of different places, but God, I came home not to just run around. I came trying to make better. You know, I was in there for so many years. So I'm here to talk about the holistic restitution, inmate, family, and especially victim. In my 23 years of incarceration, like most society issues, it always hurts the poor people more. Restitution in prison extremely squeezes the poor inmates. Vast majority of inmates that have evaded restitution, it's absolutely because they're poor. If they or their family have big money, they will not do it. It's vital you all commissioners, we all push for more jobs and better wages for inmates. Trust me, that will extremely stop evading restitution. Trust me, inmates will rather get their own money sent to them, but their hunger gets the best of them. Many times prison food is uneatable, spoiled, not cooked right. Inmate cooks steal the good food, therefore the food is horrible. Many times the inmate cooks are sweating, coughing all over the food, and no one wants to say something because no one wants problems. I just worked the kitchen. I didn't want to say nothing. You know, I didn't want that problem. I was trying to come home. Many inmates have to skip breakfast, lunch, or dinner in order to go to a self-help group because the self-help group starts at this time and dinner. So sometimes you got to skip that. Also, sending money to another inmate, no one wants to do that. It's horrible to send your family information to another inmate. Also, many times you get burned by the other inmate or not get your complete money. Also, many times you have to kick back that other inmate. Trust me, vast majority, if not all inmates, will rather pay the restitution than run all those risks. But their poorness and hunger sometimes is just too much. Please, let's all fight for better wages and more jobs for inmates that will drastically help stop evading restitution, and most importantly, that will lead to victims getting more money from inmates paying the restitution. Bless you all. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Moderator, you have no other speaker cards for general comments?
That is correct, Chairperson.
And we have no in-person speaker cards left. On behalf of my colleagues, I wish to thank everyone for participating today. We will recess the open session of the October Executive Board meeting at this time. We will reconvene in open session tomorrow at 9 a.m. This meeting is now in recess. Thank you, everyone.